What is Creative Commons? Creative Commons was created to help address the tension between the creator's ability to share digital works globally and copyright regulation. The story begins with a particular piece of copyright legislation in the United States. It was called the Sonny Bono Copyright Term Extension Act, CTEA, and it was enacted in 1998. Yep, this Sonny Bono, the one with Cher. It extended the term of copyright for every work in the United States, even those already published, for an additional 20 years, so the copyright term equaled the life of the creator plus 70 years. He introduced this legislation while a congressman for California's 44th District. Stanford law professor Lawrence Lessig believed this new law was unconstitutional. The term of copyright had been continually extended over the years. The end of a copyright term is important. It marks the moment the work moves into the public domain for everyone to use for any purpose without permission. This is a critical part of the equation in the copyright system. Creativity and knowledge build on what came before, and the end of the copyright term ensures that copyrighted works eventually join the pool of knowledge and creativity from which we can all draw to create new works. Lessig represented a web publisher, Eric Eldred, who had made a career of making works available as they passed into the public domain. Together, they challenged the constitutionality of the act. The case known as Eldred versus Ashcroft went all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. Eldred lost. Under the Copyright and Patent Clause of the Constitution, Article 1, Section 8, Congress shall have the power to promote the progress of science by securing to authors for limited times the exclusive right to their writings. The question the court had to answer was, does the 1998 Copyright Term Extension Act's extension of existing copyrights exceed Congress's power under the Copyright Clause? And does the CTEA's extension of existing and future copyrights violate the First Amendment? The Supreme Court ruled no and no. In a 7-2 opinion delivered by Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the court held that Congress acted within its authority and did not transgress constitutional limitations in placing existing and future copyrights in parity in the CTEA. Today, a small nonprofit organization stewards the Creative Commons legal tools and helps power the open movement. CC is a distributed organization with CC staff and contractors working from various locations around the world. CC Legal Tools provide an alternative for the creators who choose to share their works with more permissive terms than the default all rights reserved approach under copyright. The legal tools are integrated into user-generated content platforms, for example, YouTube, Flickr, and Jamendo. They are used by nonprofit open projects like Wikipedia and OpenStax. And they are used by formal institutions like the Metropolitan Museum of Art and Europeana, and individual creators. In addition to giving creators more choices for how to share their work, Creative Commons legal tools serve important policy goals in fields like scholarly publishing and education. So just what is Creative Commons trying to accomplish with its licenses? To develop legal tools to help create a diverse global common of content freely available for anyone to use, harkening back to the economic model of the commons. To express an affinity for a set of core values of sharing, openness, and human collaboration. To promote licensing that is rooted in a fundamental belief that knowledge and creativity are building blocks for our culture rather than simple commodities from which to extract market value. To reflect the belief that everyone has something to contribute and that no one can own our shared culture. Creative Commons licenses are intended to signal a set of values and a different way of operating. In In fact, today over 1.4 billion works carry a Creative Commons license. Over the years, a global coalition of people has formed around Creative Commons and open licensing. This includes activists working on copyright reform around the globe, policymakers advancing policies mandating open access to research and data, and creators who share a core set of values. Most of the people and institutions who are part of the CC movement are not formally connected to Creative Commons. Finally, the Creative Commons Global Network is just one player in the larger open movement, which includes Wikipedians, Mozillans, open access advocates, and many more.